We are the Owl and the Pussycat, and we are currently education students studying The Ignorant Schoolmaster by Jacques Rancière. In this video, we are going to express what we thought about the book, and then, as the Ignorant Schoolmaster would ask, what did you think about it? I'll go first. I was kind of confused when I was reading this book, so I decided to Wikipedia it, and I found a summary. But then I realized that it was basically somebody trying to explain what Rancière meant for me to understand, and that kind of went against his whole philosophy. Maybe you understood more than you think. Perhaps. Anyway, one big implication of this whole universal teaching method is that it could potentially really open up more options for materials to be used for learning. If everything is in everything, why did it seem like all our English teachers could come up with to highlight characterization with Shakespeare year after year after year? Yeah, if any human work of art is the practice of the same intellectual potential, couldn't we have read something a little less boring? Sorry. Another suggestion, based on ideas from the Ignorant Schoolmaster, is that maybe it would be more motivating for teachers to praise students' focus and attention rather than to fault them when that focus doesn't produce the so-called right answer. After all, what is right anyways? Science, for instance, changes all the time. If scientists had been paying more attention, maybe they would have realized that the Earth wasn't flat a little bit sooner. Anyways, I think it's interesting how Rancière's opinion is that all intelligences are equal, given that we as teachers can often think we are more intelligent than our students. After all, that's why they're the students, right? But I don't think that Rancière would want our students to take what we say for granted. After all, even if there is a fundamental truth, how could our constructed language express it? Maybe our classroom should consist more of a dialogue, where students are encouraged to question whether what we tell them is reasonable, by relating it to their own previous knowledge and experiences. But that's what I don't get. If our students have equal intelligence and don't need an explicator in order to learn, then what is our role as teacher? Rather than teaching, shouldn't we be emancipating people so that they can teach themselves? And Rancière tells us they don't even need teachers to emancipate them, that any old person will do as long as they themselves believe in the equality of intelligence. That is a conundrum, Owl. However, the way I see it, this issue ties hand in hand with Rancière's section on the society of contempt. For us as new teachers, it would be hard and perhaps not even advisable for us to take on the system. After all, explication is not only what bounds our educational institutions, but our society as a whole, making eradicating it kind of impossible. Maybe we should start by valuing what's good in the order that it brings to education. For example, can you imagine how much time it would take if you had to learn everything by yourself without explication? That's an interesting point. At the end of the day, what I took away from this book was mostly not to underestimate students or anyone's intellectual potential and their ability to learn on their own. From our positions within the system, we can work on incorporating this philosophy of emancipation into how we teach. Thank you for taking the time to watch this video. We might not have come up with exactly the meaning that Rancière intended, but hopefully, as he suggested, we have shown you that we have searched and that we have found something which we will take with us into our careers in education. We look forward to hearing what you think about it. Bye-bye!